What's up guys, welcome to DevLife, where we talk about everything development related, no script. We try to keep these videos as uncut as possible and just speak what's on our mind. I'm Josh, and today's topic is, do you need agile methodologies for such a small team? Well, here's my opinion on it. Just like all of these videos, here's my opinion on it. I don't necessarily think you need agile for small teams. I work in a group of 5, and we sort of use agile methodologies, but we sit so close to each other. Well, my boss and I communicate every day on different topics that need to be done. And if you don't know what agile is, let me back up. If you don't know what agile is, agile methodology is where you have a set amount of time, you have a set amount of tasks, you estimate the time it's going to take to complete these tasks, and then you just move them from to do to in progress to in review to done. And that's similar to a Kanban board. A Kanban board is where, I don't know if you ever heard of this term, but Kanban board is also pretty popular. It's where you just take sticky notes, and instead of doing it digitally, you just move them from in progress to in progress, in review, done. You know, there might be some more steps in between, depends on how your team actually runs, but that's what agile is. But I don't think you really need that, and it can kind of get in your way when you're in a smaller team, and it works better to just, I think most people call their agile methodology as modified agile methodology, which really is just, you just have like, I'm working on this right now and this is what I'm going to do next. And I just don't think agile methodologies are needed when you're on a small team. I'd say if you're on a team of 10 plus, then it can be kind of confusing to who's working on what, and when's this going to be done, when's that going to be done, when are we going to deploy. I can see it makes sense when you're in larger teams. But when you're just a team of like 5 or less, you don't really need it. It's pretty easy to keep track of what you're working on. Now, I will say that stand-up is actually pretty important, just because that's, maybe you have a question, person's not available to answer it that day. Well, now you can ask them in stand-up. I would say no matter what size your team is, stand-up is an important part of software development in any case. So I'm back up again. If you don't know what stand-up is when every morning or every afternoon you just have a meeting, and you tell the people what you've been working on, what you're going to work on, if you've had any trouble, if you need to connect with anyone else. Everyone in the dev team is there, and they just kind of share their progress and everything. You don't want to keep them, you don't want to make them really long. You just want to keep them in 5-10 minutes. Nothing too exceptional there. It's not supposed to be a meeting. It's just supposed to be like a really quick status update for the dev team. And I think these have been highly beneficial for me. We sort of did them, and then they became like pseudo stand-ups, and then the pseudo stand-up turns into like us talking to each other on chat, and then we kind of got confused as to who was working on what. And so, we just have a set calendar invite every day at 10 a.m. and we have a quick Skype call, because I'm working with people remotely and in the office, so we just have a quick Skype call. Everyone goes over what they're doing. And that has been hugely beneficial for us working and going forward. I would say one thing about agile methodologies that I'm not a huge fan of is estimating the times of the tasks. You don't want to use hours. You need data to be able to put hours on tasks when you estimate how long it's going to take. So if your boss asks you how long is this task going to take, I would never give them something in hours. That's the quickest way to get fired, when you underdeliver or overpromise. You don't ever want to do that. So if someone asks you to estimate your hourly time, just take whatever you think it was and then triple it, and then you're safe. But I would only do that if I was working on a long-term project. If I have a new task or a new section of a project that I'm working on, I'm going to need a few weeks to dive into that code and see how it works. I'm going to need maybe 2-3 weeks of data before I can give you accurate estimates, because I don't know what I don't know. You might be like, oh, I think I know how to do this. This shouldn't be that hard. Then you get to that piece in the code and you realize it's interconnected and interweaved with a bunch of other pieces of the application, and you're like, well, you want to keep track of your time and make sure that you're not just like going on and on and on with the same task. And it's good if someone's waiting on you for a task to have some sort of idea of when you're going to be done. But just try your best to overestimate what you think it's going to take, and then you do it before that time's up, and everyone is happy with you. But that's my only real complaint with agile methodology. And when you're working on a small team, generally everyone kind of knows what you're doing anyways, and they know the size of each task that each person is working on. So it's not that bad. I think that's about it for all I have to say if you actually need Agile methodology as a small team. Answer is no. But you know, it's nice practice. Be sure to include Standup though. Anyways, guys, that has been my little rant on do you need Agile on a small team? If you like these videos, be sure to hit that little subscribe button. We have a Discord channel where we're always hanging out talking about these topics that we discuss here. I have my own personal channel where I make kind of programming and code related tutorial videos, and I have a lot more editing involved and a lot more special effects, and I just go into these topics a lot deeper. So you can check my channel out. The subscription link is in the description below. Subscription in the description. Check out Taylor's channel. He makes gadget reviews and tech reviews, and he does sort of Taylor Talks videos where he just talks about what's on his mind, and he's like MKB HD 2.0, so you should check him out there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.